What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Okay, making their debut on the channel tonight, we have Creed. Yes, indeed. How about that? Creed making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to do all the clicks and the likes and the bibbity boopity bop, do me a favor. Before you do all those clicks and likes, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from APEC, and APEC wanted to see me react to this song by Creed called One Last Breath. Now, have I heard the song before? To be perfectly honest with you, I don't know. I know Creed had a couple of really big hits. Like, you would hear these songs on every radio station. It didn't matter what type of music they played. It was on the rock stations, it was on the metal stations, it was on the pop stations, top 40 stations. I even heard them on the easy listening stations when I was working at I was working somewhere and they played easy listening radio, and I kid you not, I heard both of their songs, these big hits, played on this easy listening station. I think the only thing they didn't show up on was hip-hop stations, but they appeared everywhere else for the most part. So I don't know if this is one of those big hits or not. I don't know what the names of those big hits were. I know there were two of them. There were two songs that you heard everywhere, and I was just like, I was so over them, and I was like, God, please stop. So I don't know if this is one of those big hits or not. I don't know. Only way to know is to find out. Now look, if it turns out that this is one of those big hits and I recognize it and I go, oh God, no. Oh no, it's that song. God, please. I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Creed, okay? And the video has, here's the tell, 217.1 million views. It'll get you there. I have a feeling this is one of those big hits. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Creed, One Last Breath, official video. Wah, wah, wah.
Damn it.
Whenever we have that word official, it doesn't matter what it says afterwards. Official video, official lyric video, official audio, official live video, official music video, whatever the case may be, that word official appears, you know the chances and the odds of the video getting blocked are going to be higher. So I really hope that's not the case here. I don't know how Creed is about blocking, so I guess we'll have to wait and see how this goes. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Please come now, I think I'm falling on the wall, I think you're safe. It seems I found the road to nowhere, and I'm trying to escape. I am back when I heard thunder, but I'm down to one last breath, and with it let me say, hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down.
I'm just gonna go on record here because I'm sure you can see it in my face. This sounds familiar. Like, this sounds really familiar, but I'm not 100% sure. I've heard a lot of songs that sound like this. That's the problem. Like, hearing this melody, I'm having like 5 or 6 different songs shoot through my head right now that sound very similar to this, and maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I will say this is not one of those other 2 songs that I know for a fact I've heard from Creed. I don't know what those 2 songs are called. Well, actually, that's not true. I think one of them is called something with arms, like Arms Wide Open or something like that. I've heard that one. I don't know if that's the actual name of the song, but that it's used a lot through the song, like in the chorus. So I think it has something to do with like Arms Wide Open or With Arms Wide Open or My Arms Wide Open or something like that. There's that, and there's another song. And I do not remember what that one is called, but it's not this. But this does sound familiar, but I'm not 100% sure if I've heard this or if I'm thinking of like 5 or 6 other songs that I'm getting this confused with. So I'm not sure. God, this is tough. Nothing is screaming at me, you've heard this before. That's the thing. I haven't heard that one thing yet that's gone, that's it. There it is. I recognize that. I haven't had that yet. It feels familiar. It sounds familiar, but nothing is screaming at me, you've heard this before. You know what I mean? And like I said, the problem is I've heard like 6, 7, 8, 10, 15 other songs that sound exactly like this. So I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll just keep going for now, but if I do hear that thing that triggers me and goes, that's it. There it is. If I get that, I'll let you know, I promise. But as it stands right now, I'm not 100% sure.
Looking down, now that it's over, reflecting on all of my mistakes. I thought I found the road to somewhere in His grace. I cried out, heaven save me, but I'm down to one last breath. And with it, let me say, hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. Hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. I'm so far down. Said eyes follow me, but I still believe there's something left for me. So please come stay with me, 'cause I still believe there's something left for you and me, for you and me, for you and me.
A little breakdown coming out of the bridge. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Breakdown out of the bridge. It makes sense. Needed. Kind of needed from a dynamic shift standpoint. It's definitely needed. I still don't know if I've heard this before. There are elements that sound familiar, but then again, there's also like that chorus that didn't sound familiar at all. So I don't know. I like that chorus, actually. The chorus was kind of nice. I don't know. Let's keep going for now. Let's finish this, and we'll get to the review, and we'll see. I don't know. I have to really think about this.
I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking, hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking, maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. Hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking, maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. Please come now. I think I'm falling.
See, this is the hook. That part, this section. It's obviously the hook. I would not say the chorus is the hook. I would say the verse is the hook. And I know exactly why I'm saying that too. Let me get my thoughts together, but I'm gonna be honest with you. This is gonna be probably a short review, if I'm being honest with you, Cass. I don't know. Then again, maybe not. I don't know. It's really gonna depend on what I have to say. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll try to keep it short, obviously, but I mean, if I have a lot to say, then obviously I'm gonna say it. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Creed with One Last Breath. This was a request from Apex. Man, this song had me torn in all kinds of directions. Let me give my score, and then I'll give my explanations as to why. And I think when I give my explanations as to why, people will have a better understanding of what I mean by that. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give that a 6.7. Yep, 6.7. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first of all, I am not 100% convinced either way whether I've heard the song or not. That's kind of up in the air. Here's the thing, it sounds familiar, but here's the problem with that. The reason it sounds familiar is because of the verse. I do not recognize the chorus, I do not recognize the bridge, and I did not recognize the chorus at the end. The verse and the breakdown are the two parts that sounded kind of familiar. Now here's the thing though. When I think about those two things, when I think about the verses and I think about that breakdown, I have like 12 to 15 different songs flash through my head that sound the exact same. So is it familiar to me because I've heard it, or is it familiar to me because I've heard something that sounds almost exactly like it? 15 different ways. I don't know. I'm not 100% certain, so I'm not 100% sold either way. So, is this a reaction? I'm gonna say yes, simply because, like I said, the chorus did not recognize it. The bridge did not recognize it. And I can't say with 100% certainty either way whether I've heard the verse and the breakdown or not. So I'm gonna stick with my original thought process, and I'm gonna say this is a reaction. So now, having said that, it does sound, I know people are gonna slam me for saying this, and they're more than welcome to, but man, when you hear a song that you don't, for the life of me, I don't think I've heard this before, But at the same time, I'm triggered by like 15 other songs that come rushing into my head when I hear this of This Is Familiar. That is like the definition of generic. I'm sorry, but it is. There are like 15 other songs that sound exactly like this. Like exactly. Right down to the style of vocalization. I mean, it sounds ridiculously similar to like 15, 16, 20 other songs that I've heard in the past. So, I hate to use that word generic, man. I do, but boy, does this sound generic. It really does. I'll bet you this was a big hit for them. I'll bet you it was. It wasn't one of the two songs that I'm familiar with from Creed. That something about arms, My Arms Wide Open or whatever it was. That song, and then there was another song. It was like the first big hit they had. It was like the first one that just flooded the radio stations, and it wasn't this. It wasn't this, but this song was not one of those two. But man, it sounds familiar. It does, but I don't think I've heard it. And therein lies the problem. There's nothing about this song that stands out. There's nothing about this song that screams, "Pay attention to me." There is nothing about this song that stands out as this is the spot that is memorable. And I'll absolutely justify that statement with this comparison. Okay, normally, when you look at a song, where is the hook normally? The normal place for the hook to be, the part of the song that is supposed to be memorable, where is it normally? The chorus. Well, here's the problem. I do not recognize that chorus at all. That does not look familiar. It does not sound familiar. It doesn't even resonate or ring any bells. There's nothing I've heard in that chorus that stands out. What stands out to me and what sounds familiar to me is the verse, and the problem is the verse is probably the most generic part of the song. There are so many other bands who have done other things that are very, very similar in style and tone and sound and progression and flow and construction that was done with their verses. So, congratulations, you wrote something that sounds exactly like 30 or 20 or 30 other bands. Congrats. You found a formula that I guess works for you, but oh God, it's memorable because it's generic. Terrible reason for being memorable. But okay, now there were some things that I did like. Okay, the chorus, okay? The vocals in the chorus were good. They were good. I wouldn't say they were great, but they were definitely the strongest point vocally within the song. I could appreciate that. The guitar playing in the chorus was definitely the strongest through the rest of the song. No guitar solo, which is kind of a bummer. That would have been a perfect place for the guitar solo right in there. Instead of a bridge, should have done a guitar solo. It would have been, I think, better. I'm aware that the members of Creed, minus their lead singer, who had some issues, man. He has serious issues. I don't know if he still has them or not, but I heard tales, and I even saw it firsthand. I don't remember the name of the show. It was on Spike TV. It used to be when Spike TV was still a thing. There was a show on Spike TV where they did something and they watched movies and they had celebrities come on. And there was an episode where the lead singer, I believe his name is Scott Stapp, came on, and man, oh man, was he loaded. He was beyond locked. I mean, he was absolutely hammered. And he showed up and was just hammered through that entire taping. And you could see the hosts of the show were so uncomfortable. Like, they were trying desperately to save that. I remember watching that train wreck. And that's what it was. It was an absolute train wreck. I remember watching that train wreck going, oh my God. I don't know what's more entertaining, watching Scott Stapp make an absolute fool of himself, or watching the host trying desperately to keep him on track and save the episode. I don't know which was more entertaining, but it was an absolute train wreck. I know we had some issues, and the band basically disbanded and then reformed with Miles Kennedy, and they became Alter Bridge. That's basically the story that I understand. And I don't blame them one bit, man. Listen, when you're in a band and you have that one band member, it doesn't matter who it is, the drummer, the lead singer, keyboard player, guitar player, bass player, whoever, and they are toxic to the band, and they are not on the same page as the band, and they want to pursue other interests, and they're not making the band and the music the priority. They're not making the fans the priority. They're feeding their own ego and going and doing stupid stuff, you know, destroying themselves. I'm sorry, but you have got to do something if you want to save that band. The best thing you can do is just like any other cancer, you cut it out. You cut out the cancer. If that means you got to lose an arm, you lose an arm, but at least you save the rest of the body, right? So I completely understand where they came from on that and wanting to get away from him and form a different band in a new direction. And let's be honest, who's had more success here? Creed or Alter Bridge? If I'm being honest with you, I think Alter Bridge has had more success. So I think Creed's had some bigger hits, probably. I mean, like I said, they had a ton of radio play with those other 2 songs, but you didn't hear anything else from them on the radio, really, and you haven't heard anything from them since. They haven't made, and Creed hasn't made anything, obviously, but yet Alter Bridge is chugging along, so gotta give it to them. As far as this song goes, like I said, it's very generic, very unmemorable. Let me just say, like, it's very unmemorable. It doesn't stand out. It blends in perfectly with like 20 other songs, so it's nothing special. I hate to say that, guys, but it really is nothing special to me. And that's why I'm giving it a 6.7. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good song, but nothing that stands out, nothing memorable. And then, like I said, I hate to say this word, man. I don't like using this word, but in this case, the word fits. Very generic sounding. So 6.7 is where we're at. 6.7 is where we're going to stay. So 6.7, final score. I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.